Hi everyone. The key to be effective at cold calling is your ability to be able to turn a cold call into a conversation. Now the biggest challenge we face is if we come across too scripted or salesy, we're going to run the risk of triggering our prospect spidey sense, and unfortunately when this happens, it could be all over before it's even started. So here are some tips that would help you be more effective when it comes to cold calling. So the first one I have for you is scripts. Now, nothing sets our spidey sense off more than an obviously scripted cold call, as they often come across as unnatural and impersonal. However, scripts are important, especially when you're starting out, so a good compromise here is to keep practicing and role-playing them until they sound as natural as possible. Now, the next one I have for you is lose the sales voice. Now, another surefire way of triggering our prospect spidey sense is by sounding very salesy when we make our calls. Now, most of us aren't aware that we have a sales voice, so a good tip for you here is to take your phone out and record your side of the conversation. And then afterwards, listen to see whether you need to tone it down or not. Now, the third one I have for you is pattern interrupt. Now, the good news, about now, we should be sounding a little bit less robotic and less salesy, which is definitely going to help with getting that conversation. But despite this, we still need a technique that will allow us to disrupt those "I'm busy" or "send me a proposal by email" that we're likely to get as well. Now, to do this, we're going to use a pattern interrupt. Now, a pattern interrupt is designed to cause the other person to take a moment and think about their response, as opposed to one of those reflex responses that I just mentioned. Now, to do this, I'm going to use a technique called ADA, which is anchor, disrupt, and ask. And it goes something like this. "Hi Mary, it's Paul Ferguson from Selling Today. Did I catch you in the middle of something?" She says, "Look Paul, I'm busy." "Mary, that's exactly why I called. I figured you would be. So I want to find a time that is more convenient for you. How about we get together Wednesday at 3 p.m. instead? So let's see this again. Mary said, "Look Paul, I'm busy," which of course is her reflex response. Then I said, "Mary, that's exactly why I called," which is my anchor, and it allows me to kind of hang in there. Then I quickly followed up and said, "Look, I figured you would be. So I want to find a time that is more convenient for you." Now this acknowledges that I know she's busy right now, but it also disrupts the pattern by asking her to think about a more convenient time. Then I quickly followed up again with, "How about we get together next Wednesday at 3 p.m. instead?" And this is the ask. This is an assumptive request. So there you are, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you enjoyed the video. And as I always say, if you like the content I'm putting out there, please go ahead, give me a follow, give me a like, and as always, good selling.